United States of America, to the republic and indivisible, justice for all. Please bow your head for the prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day here at Holly Lake Ranch. The east coast of our country has suffered a real tragedy this past couple of weeks, with over 200 people losing their lives and over $1 billion of property damage. These families need our prayers and help. Please be with the Holly Lake Ranch members that are leaving next week with their chainsaws going to help these homes. Thank you for our members here at Holly Lake Ranch that always stand ready to help others when in need. We look forward to all the amazing colors this fall as we get closer to winter. Today, the new board will begin to lead Holly Lake Ranch this next year. We ask you to guide and direct our decisions and make them in the best interest of all members. Amen. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not on. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, sorry.
Thank you all for coming today. We're going to go down through some business here before we start to recognize our new board members. So item number 3, Mark.
Mr. President, I make a motion we approve the minutes of the meeting September the 17th, 2024, open meeting and executive session.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
I have a motion and a second. Those approved say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Adam, we're up to the ranch update.
Well, good morning, everyone. Appreciate you all being here on a Saturday. Traditionally, this is a pretty short meeting, so we're not going to go into a great amount of detail today, but I do have a few updates I'd like to share. So if we can go, and we are already there. Look at that. Lake Greenbrier. We received a couple of notes regarding Lake Greenbrier and the return of vegetation, particularly in our East Cove. We're getting some things in there. So kind of long story short, several months ago, we opened up a RFP. We sent out an RFP, a request for proposal, and that's for the long-term treatment and sustainability of Lake Greenbrier and the rest of our water bodies here on the ranch. During that process, we also asked those same 5 contractors that came out to give us a bid to address those the vegetative needs right now, so that we can knock this thing back one more time before the water turns to a point where growth is no longer evident, and we can essentially set conditions for next year. So throughout that process, we've gotten a couple of those RFPs back. We'll continue to review those, and then we will revisit that here in the very near future with one additional treatment is what our projection is for the rest of this year. So we are tracking it. We are looking into it. Getting bids takes some time. Getting the right bids takes some time. Evaluating treatment methodology. So we are addressing that, and we hope to have a solution here in the very near future. Common property transfer, I'm sure that's on everyone's mind. What has happened? Where are we? We voted yes. We want it. Let's do it. And we're close. I know we've been saying that, I don't know, it's probably a year now. But we are closer today than we were the last time that we spoke. So everything has been delivered to title. Title has gotten the preliminary title closing documents, the HUD documents, all that stuff has been done. It's been delivered to representatives at Silverleaf, and they are in the process of reviewing that. So we're going back and forth, and as we anticipated, it's not like a traditional transaction where it's very clear with meets and bounds and everything is laid out, and it's very clear what you were purchasing. It's a little bit different with them. So when they bought it, they didn't necessarily have a survey of everything. So we look at traditional meets and bounds and the way that this is traditionally done, as we had talked from the beginning, this is the residual. So we are essentially saving and accepting all privately owned, and then the residual of those tracts is then what will be transferred over as common property. So we are very much in the conversation phase with them, trying to help them to understand this, because their intent is to move away from East Texas, and the best way to do that is the residual via the save and accept method. So more to follow on that. We had hoped to be done with it by now, but we are getting closer by the day. So hopefully the next time we talk, it won't be this, we were getting close. It'll be the finish line is upon us. Congratulations, you are now the owner of all of your common property. So Many, many thanks to the Silverleaf Committee and the Board of Directors for continuing to push on this initiative and make this a reality. Upcoming projects, just a couple that we've got. The pipe fence, so you will start to see here in probably mid-month. It may be pushed out to early November based on contractor availability, but we have selected a contractor, and the pipe fence project that we had proposed last year will be coming to fruition here in the very near future. So that will be from hole 12, where you see the monument, all the way up to the corner there at 2869, and then north, where you see all the way down to where you see the split rail fence now. On the west side, all the entrance area there up to the gate. So the front kind of wraps around, and then it kind of wraps around and goes back down again. Section 6 and Section 3. So all of that will be done prior to time to transform this place into a winter wonderland, which I know everybody looks forward to every year. So we've got that coming up. Whiskey's Landscaping, that's another big project that we have. So we're going to address all the landscaping over at Whiskey's. Maintenance has been working hard to make sure that all of the irrigation is in place, doing all the prep work so that when we plant something now that we will sustain it. So we've got a very good plan. One of the residents here is a landscape architect and has been helping to draw all of these up free of charge. So we're soliciting his advice and input, and we look forward to revealing that here in the very near future as well. Staff question and answer session. So I guess it was 3 weeks ago, we put out and said, hey, we'd like an opportunity just to meet with any residents that just had good old-fashioned questions. Let's sit down in a room and let's just talk about things. The feedback that we received was very positive. So it's something we would like to continue and would like to do every month. So just as a planning factor, we're going to do every third Thursday at 10 a.m. In the conference room over at Holly Hall, or Holly Lodge. If we get a whole bunch of people, then we'll do it over here, or we'll do it on the veranda, or we'll find some other place to do it. But there's no agenda. It's not a formal meeting. It's just a good opportunity just to sit down and let's just talk about questions. The previous ones, it was kind of limited to just me. We had Jerry come as well. We had Jeff Griggs come to some. But as the department managers are available, they're also going to come. So I view this in a positive light. It's an opportunity just for us. It shouldn't be adversarial. Let's just talk about things. If there are questions, let's address them. And if there are questions that are more specific in nature that are appropriate for the department managers to answer, then they will be there to answer those as well. So again, no agenda. If you just want to come and have the best free cup of coffee on the ranch, you can come and do that too. So we will hold that for a standing reservation there. So that next one will be October 17th. And finally, Community Day. The staff, primarily Lindsay and Brandy Gage, have been working very, very hard with a host of volunteers to put together the first ever, what we hope to be the annual Community Day. And the intent behind the Community Day is simply that. Get friends and neighbors together. Let's enjoy an afternoon together, do a variety of things, appeal to a variety of different interests, appeal to a variety of different age levels, things of that nature. But it was very, very important to me that this is a no-cost event. We're not asking for donations. We're not anything. You can show up with not a dime in your pocket and have just as much fun as everybody else. So it is truly meant to be a community appreciation, community building day. We've got 800 hot dogs, I think. We've got chili. We've got a host of folks that have come and said, hey, we would like to volunteer. So if you would like to volunteer and do something, we certainly would love to have you. If you just want to set up a trunk or treat for the kids, or throw a bag of candy, or you just want to come and dunk a board member, Stacy, in the dunk tank, please just come out. It's just intended just to be a good old-fashioned fun day, and we're truly looking forward to it. And I think with that, that is really all I have. So at this point, I think the next on our agenda is open it up for property owner questions and comments. Thank you all.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Alice Nugent, Section 2. I
Oh, it's not on.
Thank you. I'm just curious if there's been a plan, once hosts start selling off the cabins, what happens to our amenities? Has there been a decision on how that can be controlled? Because other than building a big tall fence or a wall, how do we maintain our amenities and keep all these people out without paying? And even if they pay, how do we know who paid and who didn't pay? There's no way to control it. So I think we need a big wall.
200%.
Yes, there is a variety of plans. We don't know at this point what he's going to do, and as we've discussed previously, we don't want to go over and sit down with him and have these discussions until the common property transfer is officially done. That is our official planning of the flag. You own the property at that point, and now we have a much stronger negotiating position than we would have at this point, because although we're close, we're still not the official owners of it. So
They're already for sale.
I understand that, yes, ma'am. So once we get all of that done, then that puts us in a much better position. The Silverleaf Committee has been working a lot, and it's 6 or 7 different options. What if he does this? What if he does that? How do we counteract this? What is most advantageous for the ranch? So once we get to that point, it's going to be more of a directed approach, and let's get after this. But until we get there, our negotiating position isn't sufficient enough to go and sit down with him, to be quite honest.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, Adam.
When Dennis cleared his throat, I thought he was about to take it.
All right, this is, it's always a bittersweet moment, I think. The time that these ladies and gentlemen put in, and the community puts it all out. They dedicate 2 to 3 years of their life. I'm here in the very best decision on behalf of the ranch. There's a lot of things that he's going to address, but there's certainly a lot that this board has accomplished. Can't hear you. Turn me up just a little bit. Certainly a lot that this board has accomplished. I'm incredibly proud and honored. All of them, and today, it's time to bid farewell to Mr. Bill Wilkins and Mr. Warren Blesh. Dory, Debbie, thank you so much for lending your husbands to us for a little while. And as we started last year, if you don't know anything about me, I like quotes, I like things. I think some people say things really, really well sometimes, and it's hard to top those things. So as we started last year, I would like to read part
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. This is the time where Warren and I get to say our piece.
Yeah.
So bear with us here. Warren?
Let me go first. Okay. I want to back up 1 year. I served with Dennis Dawsey and Danny Jackson my first term. To me, a definition of a good board is a board that has different skill sets, gets along, talks, have good discussions. We had that last year. Thank you, Dennis and Danny. So pass that on to him. I want to thank the members today who came out on a Saturday of your precious time to come to an open meeting, learn a bit more about Holly Lake Ranch. And for those of you that didn't get here today, maybe you'll watch it on YouTube because all the meetings are on YouTube. We've talked about communication a lot this year. And your last newsletter, there's a full page that you can put on your refrigerator that has every way that we communicate throughout the whole year. And so that's a good piece to keep. When you get on the board, you start noticing things you didn't notice as a member, just because you hear about maintenance, or you hear about golf, or you hear about finance. And so your eyes are open more. I will tell you that out of our security team, maintenance, golf, and admin team, these people are working all the time. I was at the fitness center in February, 7:15. It was cold, and the maintenance team was blowing leaves off the sidewalk that people walk on. And I'm like, 7:15, you guys are already out here? You know, this week I drove across the dam, and they'd already mowed the sides of the dam to keep the dam looking pretty. You know, once Dory and I were out of town in Mexico, I don't know if you know this or not, but security will walk around your house. I don't mean drive by the front, walk around while you're out of town. And they text us in Mexico. We had a leak on the side of our house, pipe bust, and you would never have seen it from the street. They called us. We got the neighbor to turn it off. Our Liberty would have had a lot of fun billing us, for sure, for sure. And anyway, so, you know, you got security's going on, maintenance. Jeff's doing golf and finance. He gets a lot of exercise going back and forth. And then you have all these ladies in admin that take your calls all day long, answer questions. It's constant over there. They do take a little lunch, but it's not a long one, you know. But when you see everything going on, it's hard to comprehend on 3,000 acres all that needs to be trimmed and taken care of and secure and all these great things. And we never know what's going to come up every day. Look what happened in the East. But all this comes up to one thing. This all rolls up to our general manager, Adam Elhart. Okay, I can hardly say it still right, Adam. E-Hart, Elhart, whatever. But we called him the wrong name for 3 years. The board takes care of a lot of your governing documents, but comes to day-to-day and making sure all those divisions are doing their things. And, you know, complaints are coming in, they're getting taken care of. We are so lucky to have Adam as our GM. He's always there for our workshops. He updates us on everything like he did you today. And we just want to, Adam, want to personally thank you for your leadership. We're very lucky to have you, and I hope you stay for a long, long time. Just want to quickly go through the board. Bill's been our president. One thing I really, really respect about Bill is if you have a topic, you send it to him Monday morning before noon. Doesn't matter what it is, he puts it on the list. We get to discuss it. It may go somewhere, it may not, but there's nothing screened. And I really appreciate that. We've had some rough days. Bill said a prayer, and he's been a really good leader. So thank you, Bill. Stacy, I'll pick on you a little bit. Stacy has helped with the ARA document and other governing documents, but she has a talent to put everything on the board just like this and type as fast as 4 people can talk, okay? And she can cut, paste, correct English or spelling, and do all that and make that thing look like it came out of the law office in about 10 minutes. And so if you're going to enter a contest for typing, Stacy's going to win the gold medal, okay? Mark, our treasurer, has been a real pleasure to work with. Mark is he's quiet in meetings. He doesn't say a lot. He comes prepared. But if you remember the old E.F. Hutton commercial, when E.F. Hutton talks, you better listen. When Mark talks, you better listen. He's going to have good documents. He's going to have backup. He's going to have reason. And it's going to make a whole lot of sense. He spends a ton of time bringing things to the table. And so big thank you, Mark, for that. And then there's poor Tom, our secretary. Okay? You know, it's one of the toughest jobs because you send out the minutes, send out the agendas, and 14 people correct them, and you go in circles for a while. But you got pretty good towards the end, Tom. and gotten pretty good. You made it, I think, on the last pass all the way, And so we thank Tom for that extra duty. It does take a couple more days a week to do that. So let me see if there's anything else here. And each one of these people, want to thank the election committee, the ARA committee, and the, what's the last one? The finance committee. They all served under these different people. So hope y'all have a wonderful fall. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Warren.
You bet.
I've got to follow this, huh? Excuse me. I've had a few days and months to reflect this day. And I don't know if it's old age, what it is. I used to not get emotional. But help me as I get through this if I stumble and fall here a little bit. But first of all, I want to extend my congratulations to Liana and to Bill. Thank you for your willingness to step up and serve. And let me tell you, you just don't know what you don't know. And you have been a blessing to this community. And you are soon to find out what you don't know. But thank you very much. And I extend my, not condolences, I extend my thanks to your spouses because they're going to be of great support to you. And be like a duck, take some water off your back, don't let it get to you. And I promise that I will support this board. If you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, you'll understand. So, I'm going to try to get through this. So here we go. And I'm just going to read it. I can't do what Warren does here. But as I stand here today, I am filled with immense gratitude and reflection over the last 3 years. Yeah, it's been a journey of dedication, growth, and collaboration here at Holly Lake Ranch. And I want to take this moment to recognize and to thank those who have contributed so greatly to our community. In 2001, our board of directors set a top priority, beginning discussions with Holiday Inn Silverleaf regarding potential contract negotiation. This was no small task, and I'd like to personally thank the former directors, Linda Gassaway, Danny Jackson, and Dennis Dossie, who were part of that initial board. Your contributions and service to Holly Lake Ranch was invaluable, and your efforts have left a lasting impact, so thank you. I'd like to also recognize the committees whose hard work and dedication helped drive us forward. To the members of the Silverleaf Committee, Bill Peace, Pam Schmidt, Rick Reynolds, Michelle Tolucci, Jim Dixon, Wayne Carey, Dwayne Dunk, and Mark Allen, thank you all for your commitment. To the Finance Committee, Dwayne Dunk, Donna Finley, Martha Burke, Candy Hughes, and Casey Miner. Your careful stewardship has been essential. Thank you. And to the Election Committee, Theresa Wagner, Linda Tunk, Diana Cassidy, Pam Smith, and Mike Hunter. Thank you for ensuring fairness and transparency in our processes. Finally, to the ARA Committee, Dale Kelly, Chuck Davis, David Grubb, Mike Cassidy. Your work is greatly appreciated. To my fellow board members, Stacy, Mark, Tom, Warren, thank you for allowing me the privilege of serving alongside of you. I know each of you loves Holly Lake as much as I do and has always strived for what's been best for our community. We have spent many hours together over these years, and I truly appreciate your willingness to give of your time and energy. But a special thanks to each of your spouses for their understanding and support as well. I would also like to extend my gratitude to those who provide service to us as residents, our security team, the administrative staff, ranch and golf maintenance crews. Thank you. Your work often goes unseen, but it is deeply valued by all of us here at Holly Lake Ranch. Jeff Wilson, thank you for all you have done for Holly Lake Ranch over the years, both as the general manager and now in your new role as a golf and finance. Your dedication and expertise have been a steadying force, and we are grateful. Thank you. Adam Ellert, your daily commitment to the betterment of Holly Lake Ranch is much appreciated. Sometimes it may not feel like it, but please know that you are a blessing to this place. We are fortunate that God brought you our way, and for that, I thank you. A special thanks goes out to all the volunteer groups who provide a wonderful service to Holly Lake Ranch. You are the heartbeat of this community and the reason it remains a special place. Thank you for your selflessness and your dedication. On a personal note, I want to thank the most important person in my life, my wife, Debbie. In December, we will celebrate 54 years together. Thank you for your support, especially over these past 3 years. I appreciate and love you more than words can say. Here's to another 54. As I reflect on our time together at Holly Lake Ranch, I feel truly blessed to call this place home. It is a special, unique community with so much to offer. Yes, we have our challenges, but they pale in comparison to our many blessings. If I could change one thing, it would be that we would show more kindness to one another. Disagreements are natural, but we mustn't let this make us disagreeable. Let's remember to treat each other with respect and grace. Thank you all for allowing me to serve Holly Lake Ranch. I look forward to seeing you around the ranch in the days to come. And remember, it is not who you are that matters, but whose you are that counts. God bless you. See you around the ranch.
Gentlemen, thank you both. At this time, I would like to invite our newly elected directors, Mr. Bill Pease and Mrs. Ileana Supta, to join us on stage. while they take their seats, a couple of years ago, we started the administration of the oath of office. So every year, upon election, we administer the oath of office to not only the oncoming, but the current board of directors as well. And we have a preamble that will sound much like it has for the last couple of years, but out of sake of formality, I'd like to read that again. Each director of the association, when elected, shall take and subscribe to an oath that he or she will, insofar as the duty devolves upon him or her, faithfully, honestly, and diligently administer the affairs of the association, and that he or she will not knowingly violate or willingly permit violation of any of the laws applicable to the association. This time, I would like to ask the directors to please rise. Raise your right hands and repeat after me if you would, please. I state your name.
I state your name. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Goodness gracious. Do solemnly swear
Do
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
truly, impartially, and honestly,
truly, impartially, and honestly,
and to the best of my judgment,
and to the best of my judgment,
skill, and ability,
skill, and ability,
execute and perform
execute and perform
the duties required of me
the duties required of me
as a member of the Holly Lake Ranch Association Board of Directors.
as a member of the Holly Lake Ranch Association Board of Directors.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Am I on? Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay. At this time, the last item before we adjourn is the announcement of the new officer positions. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stacy Fink, and I'm very humbled to announce that I've been chosen to serve as your president for the next year. Sitting beside me, you have Mr. Bill Pease, who will be my right-hand man, literally. He will be serving as vice president. Mark Allen has served as treasurer for the last year and has done a phenomenal job and has chosen to stay in that position. Ileana Sukta will serve as secretary, and Tom will be director at large. I'd like to thank each one of these people. Like Bill said, you don't know what you don't know, but it's too late to turn back now. I wanted to add that. So if you could, join me in giving these people a round of applause.